to B3rdPower. I'm T Lynn Tate.
And I'm Sherri Cook.
And we are your gracious hosts for this next hour. I missed you.
Yes, I missed you.
We say that every week, but it's so true, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I look forward to Mondays.
Yes, so, I do too. But we thank you guys for joining us. It feels like it's been a minute.
It has, and it was a terribly, terribly busy weekend, and it just, it went by so fast.
You had a lot going on.
Yeah.
So we definitely need to catch up for real. Because you had an awesome event. You did the vision board, what I like to call the recalibration of your vision. How did that go?
It went really, really well. It was amazing. I was excited that our own camera lady, Ash, came out.
Ashlyn
Isn't she
so
awesome?
Boo. Hey, Ashlyn.
But it was really nice, you know. These women, most of them had never created a vision board before.
Really?
So, you know, we had to start from ground zero. And, you know, it was really nice to see a lot of people have aha moments.
Yes.
And what it is that they really were interested in doing and what they wanted to do. And then also talking about narrowing down that vision. Like I told them, I didn't want them to stifle the vision, but I wanted them to not overwhelm the vision so that when it's not accomplished, you're not discouraged.
Right.
So it was just enough. I told them to give just enough that could possibly happen in, 6 months or the year, whatever they wanted to do. And I allowed them to do their board how they wanted to do it. Ash wanted to do hers for 6 months. A couple of other ladies wanted to do a year. So, and I totally understood, you know, it just depends on what you're putting on there. It's your board, it's not mine.
Right,
you know
and who says that the beginning of the year has to start your year? Yeah, your mark to start.
So it was really nice. I'm looking forward to doing it again. As a matter of fact, I usually don't do one in December, but I think what I'm thinking is I'll do one in December and January.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Kind of set the vision before the year comes in.
Yeah,
so
and
you
then those folks that have, to play catch up, we can do it again in January. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So yeah.
Yes.
And then Sunday, had a nice time. I went to church, and and then I relaxed.
Got your praise on.
Yeah. So, and then came Monday, and Sunday evening I was sitting there, and I said, "Oh my goodness, I have to go to work tomorrow." I said, "Tomorrow is Monday." I had been so busy all weekend
that you didn't get a chance to rest.
I didn't even get a chance to rest.
It's
but
okay.
It's all good.
But we're going to do some rejuvenation tonight, though.
Okay.
We're going to get some things in order to practice our self-care.
Okay.
And learn some new tricks and tips. So I'm excited about that.
I need that. I definitely need that.
Yeah, well, I spent, I do, my weekends are farmers markets.
Right.
And so I had a blast.
Awesome.
Because I always say that, and I always say it when I post it, the farmers markets where I'm at, it's not just the farmers market. It's like a block party. It's a community block party. The community comes in. The kids get to play games. This past week we had an African drum group that performed.
Wow.
So that was amazing.
Nice.
And I did post that on social media. It was a lot of fun. So
yeah.
I love it because it really gives you a chance to get out, meet the community.
That's right.
And have fun.
That's right. And then you really see what your community is all about, right?
Exactly.
It's not about what you see on mainstream media.
No.
It's definitely about the people that are coming out to the farmers market.
Yes.
Just every day.
And I'm going to tell you, I love seeing, so it's, as you know, it's your community. Our audience doesn't know this, but it's your community that I'm usually in. And like they were saying on Friday, they were talking about how the one grocery store in the area was closed down.
Yeah.
So it became a food desert. So like the farmers market now provides a way for people to get fresh fruits and vegetables. Right. And when I say people are lining up, they are lining up to get the fresh fruits and vegetables. And then it's amazing because they also have a young lady that comes out, I think from University of Maryland, and she takes the fresh vegetables that are there. She takes a few of them and she prepares a dish right there on the spot to show you how you can use it to make different dishes. And sometimes it's not always cooked. So I think week before last, she did like a kale and a squash and something else.
I need to come.
It was all raw. but it tasted fantastic. All she had added to it was olive oil and lemon juice. Amazing.
Oh wow.
So I love
need to come
that,
out there.
you know, that takes place as well. So it's not just you coming and picking up fruits and vegetables, it's opening up your mind of new ways that you can prepare it as well. So it's a lot of fun. You should stop by.
What time is that?
It's on Fridays. It's the Capitol Market in Capitol Heights. It's right there next to the Capitol Heights Metro Station.
Till 7 p.m.
It's from 4 to 8 p.m.
It's till 8.
It's till 8, yes, because they want to be able to capture people that are getting off from work. You never, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a Friday, but honey, traffic is still crazy on Fridays because everybody's trying to make that migration home. So they stay open a little later to allow people time to get out and get there.
And that has been one of the debates in the community, is that it's a food desert.
Yes.
And that has been one of the things we've been really vocal about.
Right.
And so I'm glad to see that they have, you know, stayed consistent with the farmers market.
Yes, the farmers market, and they even have the community garden where you can get the plots. You can, if you're like me, I've always wanted my own garden in my backyard.
I do
now
too.
I haven't gone out there and done it.
I do too.
But for those that don't have a backyard, they provide plots where you can actually do a raised garden.
And you know what? I was just thinking about just really getting serious about doing my own garden, because I'm going out here buying the fresh vegetables.
Yes.
I don't like frozen vegetables, but there's nothing wrong with them. But I prefer fresh, and I'm going out here having to put in the money to buy them. So why don't I just
growing them?
Grow them in the backyard, like Pop used to do, right?
Exactly.
Okay, and I don't know. Yeah, I really need to do that.
Yeah.
You do
I'm
too.
I'm telling you, I do. Okay, so
you do too.
Look, okay, so how about we make a call? No, seriously, because it's, like I said, it's right in your community. So even if
maybe we could do a start in the garden challenge, and our viewers and everybody.
No, that would be fun.
Yeah, and we
could
take pictures and post them, and see, you know, how your garden is going. We could, like, you know, do this little challenge, and everybody kind of get involved in this fresh food tip, right?
You really gonna do it?
I really, really want to. I'm not gonna go out. I don't know how often I'm gonna go out there and pick them. Like, Dale, honey, you're gonna have to pick the stuff.
Did she just already kick it off?
Yeah, but
you see the face.
But yeah, I think that would be nice.
Yeah, we should do that. Let's organize that.
Okay.
And we want to do it so that, you know, we can catch the season. We don't
because the seasons. Yeah.
So that'll be awesome. So garden challenge coming. We'll let you know once we have it fully planned.
With B3rdPower.
Yes. Who's going to participate?
Hey.
Join us. But anyway, so on that same holistic tip, because you know the sustainable garden leads right on to our guest that we have here tonight.
Yes.
I'm super excited to have the Collective Health Initiative.
Yes.
Our Holistic HMOs.
Definitely.
In the house. Woo-hoo.
Yes, and I'm definitely looking forward to learning more.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you know what we need to do? We need to hurry up and take a quick break so we can go and bring them on, right?
Yes.
So you know what to do. Get your healthy snack, your water, your refreshing beverage.
Can't have cookies today.
Oh, Sherri said you can't have cookies. The one that's asking for cookies usually.
Yeah, I know.
The garden talk really is helping you. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back on the other side. This is B3rdPower here on Urban Style Media. Calling all speakers. B3rdPower is looking for impactful and innovative speakers, trainers, and business owners to take part in the B3rdPower Speaker Series. Beginning in March, we will feature and hear from a new speaker each month, highlighting their expertise. For more information, email us at B3rdPower@gmail.com. That's B3rdPower@gmail.com.
Don't miss this opportunity to make your ripple effect in the global community. Global Executive Staffing provides top-level executive staffing to federal and private sector companies globally at the most competitive price. They are experts in coordinating and expediting projects from design to development. Global Executive Staffing is a Department of Veterans Affairs, Center for Veterans, certified service-disabled veteran-owned small business. To connect with Global Executive Staffing, go to www.gestaff.com. Coming up on an all-new episode of B3rdPower. Join us this coming Monday as our resident guest co-host, Sherri A. returns for Wellness Monday. We'll be talking holistic health and the effects of childhood on your health. Monday, 7 p.m. on Urban Style Media.
My name is Denzel Bennett, CEO of Urban Style Media. I started this entity to give nonprofits, small businesses, an opportunity to display their gift in giving people the ability to live their dream. People that wanted to make a difference in the community oftentimes didn't have a platform, whatever's in their heart, or whatever they want to do from a media standpoint, in terms of directors, producers, musicians. We want to allow everyone to have a conduit to display their craft. Currently we have 7 shows. The collaboration aspect of our platform is expanding every day. We encourage people to go for their dreams. And so in order to feed the community, we need to expand our base. And expanding our base, we want to allow more people to have an opportunity to come on air to talk about their initiatives. We've been open approximately 5 months. And in that time span, people have shown up willing to serve. It's been beyond my wildest expectations. The people that have shown up have been dedicated beyond and above the call of duty. We're going to continue to pursue community objectives and initiatives. We want to be a staple in the community. Our slogan is Imagine Us. So imagine us being there for you and your dreams to help us serve the community in the best way possible from a media standpoint.
Welcome back to B3rdPower here on Urban Style Media. We are so excited to
We are super duper.
Super duper.
That's what you always say.
I do?
Yes.
Okay,
you
we
always
are
say super duper
excited.
That's right.
To have in the house with us this evening the Collective Health Initiative that is comprised of Master of Shep, Kitnu Nefer, and Dr. Yu. We do have another member, which is Danny McGee, but unfortunately she's not here tonight, but we want to give her a shout out because we miss you, Danny.
Next time.
Yes. But can we just say welcome.
It's so nice to have you join us today.
Yes.
Because we're really excited about this whole, lifestyle and everything. So I'm excited.
Did she say lifestyle and everything?
Yeah.
And you heard her try to send somebody else to pull her stuff from the garden. We'll talk about that.
But at least I'm there, though, right?
That makes a difference.
I'm there.
Okay. Yeah. So let's get started because you have so much juicy information to share, and I love you guys. So we want to make sure we get a chance to highlight each of you. So let's start with the lady, if that's okay. Yes. Can you tell us more about who you are? Miss Kitnu?
Yes, my name is Kitnu Nefer, and I am the Chief Enthusiasm Officer of A Soulful Touch Wellness, which is my...
You are the who, baby?
The Chief Enthusiasm Officer.
I know that's right.
Okay.
Love it, yes.
Of A Soulful Touch Wellness, which is my mobile holistic health and wellness company that's located in Washington, D.C. I primarily focus on women's health. I provide therapeutic massage. I'm an herbalist, birth doula. I teach Egyptian yoga as well as African dance, which there's a lot more other modalities under that, but that's just kind of the main things that I do right now.
Is that African dance for 40 and over?
Yeah, I'm over 40, Mama.
Oh.
So yes.
Shut up. Okay.
Yes.
I did not say a word.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. So, it's a all-encompass holistic health practice where I want to teach women how to be more mindful of their health and not waiting until things get into critical mass before they do something about their health. I want to teach them how to be more proactive in their health and make informed decisions. It's not always about don't do, but it's what you need to know and how to maintain your health. And so that's so powerful in that. And so I focus primarily on women because I feel, especially with African American women, we shoulder and take care of everybody, not only in our homes, but in our jobs and in our community functions and things like that. So we tend to not do what we need to do for ourselves. So I want to make sure that we are taken care of first.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, and you know, it's I think many people know that it's expensive to have self-care and invest in yourself, and even eating right. It's expensive, but it's an investment, right?
It is.
And yet you're making in yourself and those.
And it doesn't have to be expensive, you know, and I think that's part of the issue that people think
That's
that it's
what
an
maybe we
expensive.
think that
And it doesn't have to be, you
Right.
know, and there are a lot of affordable options out there. And I
Okay.
think that's a part of the education piece is educating people to learn about what different modalities are out there.
Right.
You know, we offer a free health clinic, pop-up health clinic, so that doesn't cost you anything, you know, other than the investment of your time, which can be expensive, but you know, but at the same time, when you think about the outcomes that come from it, it's all worth it.
It's all.
But yeah, even when it comes to food, you know, we have quality, low cost places, Aldi's and things like that. Even Walmart is starting to offer more organic things. So it's about us educating ourselves and using what we have, and you know, and not making excuses.
Yeah.
I love it. And when I say their pop-up clinic is free, and it's amazing. I think I've said that several times.
Great. Yeah.
Yes. So, Master of Chef, we're going to rotate over to you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you bring to the Collective Health Initiative.
All right. Well, what my person brings to the Collective Health Initiative is, well, as an author, we wrote a book on emotional wellness. And what we bring to the table is the metaphysical side of life, more so the metaphysician of the group. And basically what we mean is by metaphysician or metaphysics is that meta just simply means going beyond, another way of saying going beyond. So when we look at health and healing holistically, the theory is that we have a physical body, which most of us see. There's an emotional body, which we don't necessarily see, but we feel. There's this mental body, again, we don't see it, but we think about it, we have these thoughts. And then there's this spiritual body, there's this connection to the esoteric, to the God, if you will. And so what my person brings, again, as a metaphysician, specifically, we use the title Kemetic Metaphysical Warrior Priest. So with this metaphysics we bring is the ancient wisdom of Kemet. Kemet is another name for ancient Egypt. So there's ancient Egyptian wisdom about metaphysics, again, beyond the physical, from a warrior priest perspective, meaning we just look to how to, as a child of God, you know, as a child of God, how to connect with God.
Yes.
And if God is on the inside, you know, God's on the inside, how to connect with God on the inside. After all, they say if we seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, then all these things shall be added. Right. And so this warrior, we bring this discipline of a warrior to seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, which is on the inside, which comes back down to understand again the emotion body, the mental body, the spiritual body, those things we cannot see, but yet we're aware of. Even Paul says in the Bible, those things that I do not, I do. Those things that I don't want to do, I do.
Right.
You know, most of us have those experiences. Well, we want to will something. You know, I will. Generally speaking, to the degree that we have the energy to bring it forth. You know, we have a life force, which is our energy. We have this will, which can will things, or our heart and mind. If they're not in line, the heart and mind are in line, we will and our attention, you know, we don't always manifest those things we want to manifest. So again, what my person brings to the table is understanding more about this emotional body, what we call the mind, you know, how it operates, you know, where is it, how, you know, how to use it, as well as the heart. You know, what's this heart we speak about, you know, how to identify the vibration of speaking. Then once we can identify it, then we can actually work with bring those things back into balance.
Yes.
You know, they say once you know better, you do better.
That's right.
So again, we bring insight into actually what is the heart, what is the mind, and what are some simple tools, techniques, lifestyle, sort of changes you can make to become aware of the heart, of the mind, vibrationally, and have them communicate more with each other.
Yes.
And so they're dancing together instead of doing their own thing. Because they're dancing together is very harmonious, very orgasmic. But when your heart and mind is going against each other, it can be very tension going on, be thought or feelings, things like this. So my person brings to the table is, again, understand the awareness of the metaphysical part of our being, you know, the emotional body, the mental body, the spiritual body, and how they affect the physical body, and so that we have ease that way.
Yes. And let me tell you, I have experienced tapping. That was my first time ever doing it. It was with you. And it was an amazing experience.
What is tapping?
Amazing experience. So I'm going to let him explain it, because if I explain it, I'm definitely going to tell you just the basics. But he can explain what it actually is.
Okay.
But it was an amazing experience.
Okay.
Great. Beautiful. Along with the, as an author, Heart Emotional Wellness Workbook, my person also have this healing session called Heart Touch Therapy, in which tapping is involved. And actually, HEART is an acronym for Holistic, Energetic, Acusage, Reiki, and Tapping. So along with tapping, there's Reiki involved.
I've heard about Reiki.
Right, non-physical way of kind of healing and centering your chakras, your energy centers. And then there's the Acusage, which is acupressure and massage. And so what is done is just the principles of those modalities to take it to the session. So we kind of hit these certain points in the body that has a correlation with the organs to release certain stagnant energy. Because generally what happens is, if we don't release energy, we have these thoughts and feelings that are not high vibration, they're low vibration, you know, and if we don't release them and let them go, this energy, these thoughts, they actually build up in the body and they become so densified, the energy becomes dense, and we actually feel this and stiffness and pain if we don't, if we don't release it. So what the Heart Touch Therapy is a way to assist the heart through therapy with releasing it from the heaviness of emotions. By as you sit down, we just simply assist the stagnant energy, the stuff that's not moving, that's just stuck there, assist it with being broken up and exiting the body.
Yep.
So you just left feeling a lot lighter because it's the heavy energy is out the body.
I can imagine how it could be a huge benefit for mental health. You know, mental health awareness, and just because our community is so taboo with this whole mental health, you know, I could see how that therapy could be really a benefit for individuals to really look into.
It's an amazing experience, and he talks you through it.
Yeah.
So it's like you're not just sitting there getting, you know, like you said, it's like an acupuncture massage type thing, but they're talking you through it.
Right.
So it's like he's telling you what area and what organ he is massaging or tapping into. It's an amazing experience. You should let him do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you should.
I will.
You should try.
Yep.
And the whole time you're breathing out, because meditation is involved. So as my person said, what we're releasing, as you breathe out through the mouth, releasing it, it's teamwork making the dream work. So it's both of us involved in the process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So now we get to come to one of my favorite people, Dr. Yu. Yes, can you share with us about who you are and what you bring to the Collective Health Initiative?
Sure. Well, I'm Dr. Yu. I am a wellness consultant / counselor. I'm also an herbalist, and I'm also an African percussionist. So what I bring to the collective, I offer personal and family and group wellness consultations. I help to coordinate some of the educational sessions revolving around holistic wellness, revolving around herbal medicine. I offer herbal trainings and assist with herbal trainings. I also do herbal walks in the DMV area and beyond, where if you're not familiar with an herbal walk, we walk around maybe a park, a roadside, neighborhood, somebody's backyard, it could be anywhere. And we look at the different plants that grow around, and we learn how to identify them and what they can be used for, whether they may be edible, whether they may be things that could be used for medicinal purposes or for therapeutic purposes. And what a lot of people don't realize is that there are herbs that are being sold in the stores and all types of things that grow around us that we walk by every day. So we step on them, we, pull them up as they're called weeds and so on and so forth. And we have no clue that there's uses of them, that people have been using these plants for medicine, for food, for other purposes, whether it be building or to keep certain pests away, all types of things, for eons, from the indigenous American people and even people around the world, where some of the plants were transplanted to this area and now have become part of our environment. Okay. So I offered that. I also, as an African percussionist, with specialty in the djembe and dunun drums, which come out of Mali, West Africa. I teach classes. We also do performances. So you mentioned the farmers market. Yes. So it was my group that was performing at the farmers market this past Friday. Okay. And that also has a wellness element to it as well, because it's been proven scientifically that drumming helps to relieve stress. It can help to improve focus, improve people's memory. It can be used as a tool and traditionally is used as a tool to uplift people's spirits, to promote healing, to release stagnant energy in the body as well. So many different benefits to it. Some people equate that also to helping with intelligence, and helps with focus. So many different things. I'm kind of just scratching the surface. I don't want to dwell on that for too long, but it's a lot of benefits, and I call it a journey to self-discovery, because what is inside of you will come out through that instrument. And so I always work with people who might have trouble with rhythms and things like that. It always is a reflection of some other area in your life. And through working through that process and getting stronger there, you may get stronger through those other areas of life as well. So that's what I offer in a nutshell. I also do my wellness consulting primarily through food nutrition. So proper food intake, I don't like to use the word diet, but proper food intake, lifestyle habits, and incorporating herbs, essential oils, and other forms of herbal therapeutic medicines. I also offer wellness assessments. And I dabble a little bit with the metaphysics. I'm not as deep as Master Shep in that regard, but I dabble a little bit with that, and just helping to adjust people's thought processes on how they think about health. The attainability of good health, because a lot of people, as I think Ketnu mentioned a little earlier, the mindset that a lot of people have is that good health is not necessarily attainable, especially if you're going through adverse conditions, you're going through the medical system, the allopathic medical system, where you go to the hospitals and the doctors and they're telling you you have this disease that's incurable. They're telling you you have to be on this medication for the rest of your life. They're telling you that there are no alternatives, that you have to do these detrimental processes to the body in order for you to have some chance of a livable life that you may enjoy. And in many cases, that's not true. And I'm a living testament to that, as we all are to some degree, We've helped many people over the years, and we've come together, and that's individually. We've helped many people over the years, and we've decided to combine our efforts to work together as a collective to offer our respective talents, knowledge bases, etc. Because we all constantly learning from each other. I'm always learning from Ketnu. I'm always learning from Master Chef. Learning things from Danny McGee. Shout out to Danny as well from my side. You know, Danny is our chef, vegan chef, food expert. So she does amazing things with the food preparation. Every time we have our
in action, because she does the tastings and the pop-ups.
Yeah, every time we have our gatherings, I'm always like, oh yeah, good. I'm a small guy, but I can eat.
I can attest to that too.
And one of the things that I love that you said was some of the things that we could be using is right outside our door. And it's so funny because I was looking, because right now my little flower bed has all kind of weeds in it. And I'm like, but every plant has a purpose, right? So quick to pull them up. But what purpose is it serving that we don't know? I just thought about that. And so for you to say that, I'm like, oh, I need to learn the plants that's around me, because it could really be used to do something to help me health-wise. And I may not even know it, the benefits of it.
I'll say something to add on to that, is that most of the time, if not all the time, the plants that are growing around you are things that you may need or may be able to be useful for something that may be going on with you.
It's true.
So every time I do home visits to a lot of my clients. And every time I go to somebody's house, I'm always looking at the plants that I can recognize that's growing around their home. And without fail, every single time in the past, I've been doing this work independently for 12 years now. Past 12 years, every single person's home I go to, there's something that's going right in front of their place that they could be using.
Amazing.
No exception.
You know, working in the cancer field, we just received an article recently how, you know, about the whole chemotherapy thing is really the thing that's killing us. And they were talking about, a lot of people were talking about how they decided to opt out of that and go the holistic route, and how they had favorable results from that. And, you know, I think we are growing into a society now that is moving away from a lot of those medications and always being told that this is what you're diagnosed with and this is what you have to take, and you know, and I'm so glad to have you guys on, because it even makes you a little emotional to see what you didn't know. You know what I mean? All of these years to see what you didn't know, and to know that, you know, it was just the right thing to do was to go to the doctor and to figure out. Now, I'm not knocking doctors. Sometimes you definitely need to go.
We use them as a diagnostic.
Sometimes you definitely need to go. But yeah, there are ways of, you know, taking care of our bodies without pumping them full of these pills. And the holistic route is something that we all need to kind of educate ourselves on. I wonder if there's a way that they can get that into the school system.
I'm sure it is, but you know, again, there's certain mechanisms that's in place that you would have to get through.
So as a community, I think it would be a community as a whole. Like you would have to want that. Because the public school system is the public school system. You know what I mean? And I think that, you know, if you can teach nutrition class, then can you teach a holistic nutrition?
Well, see, that's part of why we're here. And that's one of the things that we offer. You know, when called to, we've approached several places about that in the past. And not everybody is open and receptive to it. But we get called to do presentations here and there. I've done presentations from elementary school level to collegiate level.
We need that.
You'd be surprised at how open and receptive that the children are to this information. A lot of times their parents may not be receptive, and you know, all of that. But you go to the elementary schools, And people will swear their children don't like vegetables and don't like smoothies, and you go and you put a smoothie in front of them and they, oh, can I have some more?
Right.
You know, so it speaks to what effort is really being made, you know?
Absolutely. Well, that's one of the things that we're going to get into very shortly, because we do have to take a quick break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about just that, about how you guys are impacting the community and what you're doing, ways that people can get involved and get in contact with you and work with you.
And can you tell us more about the brass that you have with you? I mean, because I know brass has, is that brass? Copper. Yeah. They say it's a healing, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk to us more about that?
Definitely when we come back.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back on the other side. This is B3rdPower here on Urban Style Media.
All speakers. B3rdPower is looking for impactful and innovative speakers, trainers, and business owners to take part in the B3rdPower Speaker Series. Beginning in March, we will feature and hear from a new speaker each month, highlighting their expertise. For more information, email us at B3rdPower@gmail.com. That's B3rdPower@gmail.com. Don't miss this opportunity to make your ripple effect in the global community. Global Executive Staffing provides top-level executive staffing to federal and private sector companies globally at the most competitive price. They are experts in coordinating and expediting projects from design to development. Global Executive Staffing is a Department of Veterans Affairs, Center for Veterans, certified service-disabled veteran-owned small business. To connect with Global Executive Staffing, go to www.gestaff.com. Coming up on an all-new episode of B3rdPower. Join us this coming Monday as our resident guest co-host, Sherri A. returns for Wellness Monday. We'll be talking holistic health and the effects of childhood on your health. Monday, 7 p.m. on Urban Style Media.
My name is Denzel Bennett, CEO of Urban Style Media. I started this entity to give nonprofits, small businesses, an opportunity to display their gift in giving people the ability to live their dream. People that wanted to make a difference in the community oftentimes didn't have a platform, whatever's in their heart, or whatever they want to do from a media standpoint, in terms of directors, producers, musicians. We want to allow everyone to have a conduit to display their craft. Currently we have 7 shows. The collaboration aspect of our platform expanding every day. We encourage people to go for their dreams, and so in order to feed the community, we need to expand our base. And expanding our base, we want to allow more people to have an opportunity to come on air to talk about their initiatives. We've been open approximately 5 months, and in that time span, people have shown up willing to serve. It's been beyond my wildest expectations. The people that have shown up have been dedicated, have gone beyond and above the call of duty. We continue to pursue community objectives and initiatives. We want to be a staple in the community. Our slogan is Imagine Us. So imagine us being there for you and your dreams to help us serve the community in the best way possible from a media standpoint.
Welcome back to B3rdPower. We are here with the Collective Health Initiative, and we are really learning a lot. And they are definitely dropping some golden nuggets for you guys today. So I encourage you to share and make sure that you tune in and catch the replay if you need to, because I know I might have to go back and listen to the replay. So make sure that you do that. But we definitely want to pick up back with Master Ashep.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
Right on.
Okay. So before we left, I know I had a question, about the copper. So can you tell us more?
Indeed. A pleasure. So copper, one of the beauties about copper is that it is a great conductor of energy. Energy. And the theory is next to gold, but since gold is a little expensive, copper, relatively inexpensive, which is why they use it in all technology, lights, electronics, cell phones, remotes, cameras, anything that's electronic technology-wise, uses the copper as the conductor. And so what happens, as a spiritualist, my person uses copper to conduct, well, for one, just by playing copper, just like lotion, anything that goes on your skin, the copper actually goes into your skin. Your body can use to trace minerals, like for your blood and blood cells, things like this. So you actually use the minerals from copper because it's one of the minerals that the body needs. Aside from that, again, because it helps the flow of energy, it helps our inner chi to flow, the energy within inside of us. That's why it's promoted to help with stiffness, arthritis, and things like this, because it just simply helps your energy to flow, your blood to flow, as well as your cellular energy called your chi.
Okay.
Or that's called your inner chi. And then if you add crystals, these are various crystals from the earth. They've been here thousands of years. They were here before we came. In fact, they just here to assist us. Each crystal have a different property, different metaphysical property. And so what happens when you have the crystals in the copper helps to the flow of the crystal's property to the body, right? An analogy that we like to say is that it's like having a best friend or a BFF, someone, your ace, boom, coon, you ride or die. From a certain point in time, if you're around each other long enough, you begin to pick up certain characteristics. You begin to talk like each other, have certain mannerisms. And the same with the crystals, because like I say, each one have different properties. The longer you're around it, whether it be on your body, you're wearing it, your nightstand, your desk, wherever it is, the longer you're around it, just over time, whatever properties the crystal have, you begin to assimilate them within your being. So we use the copper and crystals to assimilate the metaphysical healing within our being, the heart, the mind, the thinking, the feelings, the emotions, loving ourselves more, things like this.
Okay. And I have seen that where different stones or crystals rather have, I think when I saw it, it was referring to them as stones, but same difference here. But how it is good for different parts, energy parts of the body, and I've been noticing that a lot more now. Because I got curious when I saw all your crystals, and I was like, I wonder why he has so many crystals. But then suddenly I began to see different things where this one is good for your energy of your joy, or this one is good for your heart, or like they all contribute something different. Even with I saw the thing now where they have where you roll it on your face. You know what I'm talking about? The rollerball to roll on your, to help
the
release
jade roller.
with the jade roller, to help with your skin. And I'm like, really? That helps with, like, you learn so much about how these natural properties help with your body. It all comes together. Is what I'm learning.
Speaking of the jade, this is also from what we hear, is also good for female, helping the female with certain issues. The egg. So maybe Kendra can speak more about that as well.
Absolutely, because we want to get into that. Like, we know you do the holistic pop-up clinics. Let's get into why holistic health. We touched on it in the last segment, but why is holistic health so important, especially to our communities now? Let's talk about. Let's get into that. Why is it important for those that don't know?
I feel that holistic health is important because it looks at the whole person. The thing about allopathic or Western medicine is that they treat symptoms. They don't go to the cause of what may be going on with the person. You come in and say, I'm having headaches, or whatever,
Right.
they give you aspirin, but they don't say, is your job stressful? What's your diet like?
Yes.
You know, what's your family history of high blood pressure or migraines or anything like that?
And then next thing you know, you have kidney issues.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know,
Like,
so
I came for a headache.
Yeah.
right.
How did
And
I get
so they don't treat the whole person. So when you are dealing with holistic health, and each one of us, you know, we have different modalities, but they treat the whole person.
Yes.
You know, certain foods resonate with different parts of the body. You know, so when you're getting into that, same thing with the herbs. They resonate with different parts of the body. They help with different moods. You know, with massage, people think massage is just for relaxation, but it helps with different body systems.
Yes.
You know, more importantly, your central nervous system, and that's where the relaxation comes in. But it helps to lower the blood pressure. It helps with pain, fibromyalgia, inflammation, you know, arthritis, that type of stuff. So, and it's good for everybody.
Right.
You know, I teach infant massage. I do, you know, I teach parents how.
That's
and so
good.
it's, again,
That's
looking
really
at
good.
now, not just waiting until we're sick, and now you could, you know, introduce that to your child from birth. You know what I'm saying? And we are, in the West, we are one of few cultures that don't do that initially. You know, in India, a child gets massaged every day for 2 months. The mother gets massaged every day for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that we have gotten away from. So I don't think that it's that we don't know. We have lost our focus on it, because when you think about traditionally coming from Africa, you know, traditional African principles, they focus on the whole person.
Yes.
It's not just, you know, your illness, because they look and say, oh, you're having this. Like dealing with infertility, they may not just say what's wrong with your womb or what's wrong with your partner's reproductive organ. Is about spiritually what's been going on in your family. What, you know, this could be a generational curse thing. It could be just something spiritually that you're not dealing with within your mind and your body. So it's, you know, all of that is taken into account, and I think that's the beauty of that. When you talk about the crystals, same thing. They work on very different things of the body, because they could work on the physical level with pain, or they could deal with the emotional stuff, you know, heart issues, the emotional heart, the physical heart. So it's just knowing about what it is that you have going on, and then utilizing that. And so our goal as the Holistic Health Initiative is to allow, you know, to educate the community about what's going on with themselves, just not with your physical body, but your emotional and your spiritual body as well. So that's why the heart touch therapy is so effective as it is, because he's telling you, so you're getting it audio, you know, and you're feeling it physically, and then you're feeling it emotionally as well. The same thing with the herbs, with the drumming, same thing, you know, with the drumming, I drum, he teaches me, you know, the drumming, and I can honestly say, with a lot of the benefits that he spoke about, the, you know, stress relief, just being able to bang on something, even though you're learning a rhythm, it's not just about you beating on it, but sometimes you may just want to do that for that physical release, but then you feel the vibrations of the sound and feel that in your heart, and feel that resonate in your body, in your blood. It's blood cleansing. And in Africa, they literally put the drum on the person and allow that to help cleanse the body of illness and sicknesses and things like that. So it's just learning that it's about a whole person. When you hear holistic, don't just think alternative, because I think that's where a lot of people have, and I like to say complementary medicine. We do complementary medicine because it goes hand in hand with the allopathic stuff, you know, and I feel like it surpasses it, but I don't want people to think that it's an alternative to. It's because they work synergistically when you do it consistently, and that's the other component of it. People need to stay consistent with it and not just do it until they feel better, or you know what I'm saying. It's, you have to know now that you have to turn this into a lifestyle, and that's where that holistic part comes in as well.
And you have to have the right information in doing so.
Right.
A lot. One of the things that I feel is very important about holistic medicine is that it's very accessible. You don't have to have a prescription. You know, now if you are having an issue that might be intense, you might want to see someone who's more knowledgeable in dealing with that, but you don't have to have a prescription. There's a lot of information that's in books, online, so on and so forth, and herbs are relatively very inexpensive. You can buy blends, or you can buy individual herbs. And If you buy blends, you might pay a little bit more, but it's definitely nowhere near the cost of prescription drugs.
Hello.
Oh, for real.
If you buy individual herbs, most herbs don't cost over $5 per ounce.
That's true.
If you're buying a bulk herb.
Right.
If you're buying capsules, most capsules don't cost more than between $10 to $20. Most. You know, so when you're looking at the cost factor, when you're looking at the fact that you can potentially grow herbs at home, when you're talking about crystals, if you know how to recognize them, you could potentially find those outside too.
Right.
When you're talking about massage, you can massage yourself.
Yeah.
When you're talking about energy work and Reiki and things like that, those are things that you can do to yourself as well if you understand those modalities and how to properly apply them.
Right.
So it's a thing where once you have the information and you have a comfort level with doing it, then that's something that you can do yourself that's very low cost and in many cases no cost.
Right.
And it's something that you could pass on to your family members, to your friends, to your community, and it spreads. And health, one thing that a lot of people leave out about health is that the environment is very, very important.
Yes.
And part of your environment is your community. And so when the people in your community are healthy, guess what? It's going to influence you to be more healthy as well, and vice versa.
That's right.
You know, so it's very important that we focus on our individual health so we can have a healthy community.
Yes.
With that, a lot of the issues, or practically all of the issues that we face as a community, in terms of violence, in terms of mental health, in terms of abuse, in terms of drugs and alcohol abuse, and going on down the line, all of those things would be eradicated if everybody's in a healthy state.
Whole.
Yes,
Whole.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right. And that is so true. And
Right.
dealing with the whole person. And I think that, you know, that speaks a lot about even just what we want to do here at B3rdPower. And that is just definitely help people to become whole. You know, have a well-balanced life.
Yeah.
It's,
We
you know,
we
talk about that
self-care
all the time.
Yeah.
Because that is
about.
a big part of you being whole.
Right.
Because when you're able to look at yourself and recognize something is out of line and you go take care of it, it does affect how you interact with other people,
It
how
does.
you respond to other people,
Certainly.
rather than, you know, just reacting in anger. I've learned to ask myself when I'm starting to get irritated, I'm like, okay, what is this really about?
Right.
Like I've learned to take that pause to ask myself,
Yes.
what is this really about? Is it really about this thing that just happened, or is it something else that's going on that's making me react to
That's
that
right.
now?
That's good.
And so when you're practicing self-care and you're looking at the whole person, then it makes a bigger difference. It helps you be a better citizen of your community,
Yes.
and it helps you to pass on like you said, the legacy. Like people don't even think about that being
Right.
a legacy. Your
health.
holistic health
Yeah.
being a legacy that you pass on. We don't even think.
We don't
in
even
those
think
terms.
about it like that. And,
No.
you know, and that's why it's so important that we continue to just do things like this, participating in the farmers market, you know, getting CHI out there to the community and letting them know that we're here, because I really feel like our community is really yearning for something else.
Yes.
You know, I really do. I really, when I'm out there and I'm out and about, I really feel like they're wanting something else.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But when you know better, you do better.
Right.
Right? So if we just continue to just keep it out there, the farmers markets, CHI, just keep it in their face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the goal.
And that's the goal, just to keep it in their face, because, you know, I mean, this is new to me too. So, you know, but we all want to make that change.
Right.
I'll tell you, when I first started to come into a lot of this information, I was fresh out of high school. And I went and started working at a health food store. And I work for an herbalist, which is how I got into herbal medicine in a short story. But just noticing the changes from that time to now is huge. And the reason why it's so huge and now the conversation is increased, because back at that time, the people I used to talk to about these same concepts, you know, especially being young and being a black man at the time, you know, people kind of side-eye you like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, but because the conversation has stayed out there, and now when one person has a positive experience, I'm sharing, she's sharing, you're sharing, now the conversation widens. Now it starts to reach platforms like this in the media, which is the importance of that. And I remember when Dr. Oz came on with his show, and not that I agree with everything that was on the Dr. Oz show, but he played a very instrumental role in just helping to increase awareness. And a lot of the people who were turning and side-eyeing us at that point in time, when they hear Dr. Oz say it on TV, it's now like, let me go back to Master and Chef. Let me go back to Ketnu. Let me go back to Dr. U and ask them about this now, because now they're open and receptive to it. You know, but that's the importance of continuing to keep it in their face. You know, because when the truth comes out, which it will over time, as it always does, now we want to make sure that we are able to capitalize on that in a way of being able to promote people's their willpower, their interests, and their drive to want to be better, to want to do better, and to have the right things in place for them to support that process.
We have to get people uncomfortable. And because people are so comfortable in their discomfort that they don't even realize that, you know, they can do this, they can make what's the thing says, they can make the impossible possible, right? So when we come back, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we want to make sure that you guys give us your contact information so that we can leave it for our listeners and viewers.
Actually, we got to give them the contact information now. We want to let our audience know, because guess what? We're out of time.
We're out of time.
Yes, because the conversation has been just that great.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. So
that went by fast.
It's all good. But before we go, can you please tell our audience how they can get in contact with you if they want to connect to, you know, learn more from you?
All right, individually or the chief?
The chi, whichever one you want to give us.
Whichever one you want to give is fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, both.
That works. Okay.
Well, you can find us with the Collective Health Initiative on the Facebook. We have a group as well as a page on Facebook, as well as website iamit.me/IamHealth. Okay. My personal contact can be, everything's on the website. Soul Healing, and soul is SOL, stands for Sons of Light. So soulhealing.org. Okay. Facebook, Instagram are all on the website. Everything about myself is on the website. Soulhealing.org.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right.
And what about you?
You can find me on my website, which is asoulfultouch.com.
Okay.
And on Instagram at A Soulful Touch Wellness, and Facebook is A Soulful Touch.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, and you can find me on Facebook as well, on facebook.com/Dr. U, which is spelled DOCTAYEW. I'm not a medical doctor, so it's not Dr. U,
right?
Dr. U. And you can also find me on my website, u360.com, which is YEW, the numbers 360.com. And I also give out my personal number, 202-469-0264. You can feel free to call me or text me on that number for any inquiries.
Awesome.
Wow. So informative. You know,
Absolutely.
sometimes we have shows that are kind of really overwhelming. They are.
And so good that we
Just
don't want
to be
them to
honest, that they can be really overwhelming. But it needs to be a part 2.
Yes.
I definitely want to see you guys come back soon and make sure that Danny's with you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, one more thing. Next month, August the 17th, we do have a health fair in DC that we're a part of. So it's on the Facebook page, on the events page.
August
It's
17th.
a community health fair.
Community health fair.
It's free in DC and Anacostia Park on the 17th.
Free? Did you hear that? FREE. Free.
Y'all know how y'all like free.
Yes.
Okay.
So we definitely want you to connect with them.
That's right.
That is the Collective Health Initiative on Facebook as well as on Instagram.
That's correct.
We thank you so much. We are so grateful for
Yes.
you guys joining us,
you for
educating
having
us,
us.
and sharing information on how we can become healthier together as a community
That's
as
right.
well as whole. But that is our time. Thank
That's
you
it.
so much for joining us today. Remember, today is a great day to make a difference in the lives of those that are around you. I'm T Lynn Tate.
And I'm Sherri Cook.
And this has been B3rdPower here on Urban Style Media. Y'all have a great week.
My name is Denzel Bennett, CEO of Urban Style Media. I started this entity to give nonprofits, small businesses, an opportunity to display their gift in giving people the ability to live their dream. People that wanted to make a difference in the community oftentimes didn't have a platform, whatever's in their heart, or whatever they want to do from a media standpoint, in terms of directors, producers, musicians. We want to allow everyone to have a conduit to display their craft. Currently we have 7 shows. The collaboration aspect of our platform is expanding every day. We encourage people to go for their dreams. And so in order to feed the community, we need to expand our base. And expanding our base, we want to allow more people to have an opportunity to come on air to talk about their initiatives. We've been open approximately 5 months. And in that time span, people have shown up willing to serve. It's been beyond my wildest expectations. The people that have shown up have been dedicated, have gone beyond and above the call of duty. We're going to continue to pursue community objectives and initiatives. We want to be a staple in the community. Our slogan is, imagine us. So imagine us being there for you and your dreams to help us serve the community in the best way possible for the media.